The holographic projection flickered in the center of the Meridian Council chamber, displaying Earth's modest interstellar fleet. High Counselor Vex Thor's facial ridges rippled with barely concealed disdain as he studied the crude vessels. The human delegation stood before the council, their expressions hopeful yet dignified, awaiting the response to their petition for Alliance membership. 37 ships, Vex Thor announced, his resonant voice filling the vast chamber. 37 vessels of questionable capability, and you dare to petition for membership in the Meridian Alliance. A low murmur of amusement rippled through the assembled council members. Ambassador Sarah Chen maintained her composure, though her dark eyes flickered with something that made Vex Thor's inner membrane twitch. With respect, High Counselor, humanity's worth cannot be measured merely by the size of our fleet. Cannot be measured. Second Counselor Zaravine interjected, her crystalline form refracting light across the chamber. Your species barely escaped its gravity well a century ago. The youngest member of the Alliance had achieved interstellar travel before your kind mastered fire. The human delegation remained unmoved. Dr. James Morrison, Earth's foremost quantum physicist, stepped forward. Perhaps that is precisely why we should be considered. In a mere century, we've accomplished what took others millennia. Vex Thor rose from his seat, his towering frame casting a shadow over the humans. Accomplished. You've barely scratched the surface of quantum mechanics. Your understanding of dark matter propulsion is elementary at best. Your weapon systems are. He paused, searching for a diplomatic word. Quaint. Yet here we stand, Chen replied, her voice carrying an edge that silenced the chamber. Before you dismissed our petition, you might consider why a species that advanced so quickly would seek alliance rather than conquest. The chamber erupted in outrage. Vex Thor's facial ridges flushed deep purple. Are you threatening this council, Ambassador? No, High Counselor. I'm offering you perspective. Humanity has always understood that true strength lies not in dominance, but in collaboration. We seek to join the Alliance not because we must, but because we believe in the power of unity. Pretty words, Zaravine scoffed, but they do not change the fact that your species is simply not ready. The Alliance maintains peace through strength. Your presence would only weaken us. Morrison smiled, an expression that would later haunt Vex Thor's memories. Strength takes many forms, Counselor. Sometimes the most powerful forces in the universe are the ones we don't yet understand. Enough, Vex Thor declared. This council has heard sufficient. The petition for Alliance membership is denied. Furthermore, humanity is hereby restricted from expanding beyond its current territorial boundaries. This is for your own protection, of course. Of course, Chen replied, her tone neutral. We will inform Earth's government of your decision, though I suspect you'll find humanity's response to containment educational. As the human delegation departed, Vex Thor felt an unfamiliar sensation creeping along his spine. He dismissed it as diplomatic fatigue, but in the years to come, he would recognize it as the first warning that the Meridian Alliance had made a catastrophic mistake. In her private quarters aboard the Earth vessel Prometheus, Ambassador Chen activated a quantum-encrypted channel to Earth Command. Implementation Authorization Code, Oracle's Wake. The response came immediately. Authorization confirmed. Project Oracle is now active. Chen looked out at the glittering expanse of stars, where the massive Alliance ships dwarfed their vessel. They believe size equals strength, she murmured. Let's show them how wrong they are. Morrison joined her at the viewport, his expression grim. The quantum cores are ready. Are we certain this is the only way? They've given us no choice, Chen replied. They fear what they don't understand, and they don't understand humanity's greatest strength, which is that we're our most dangerous when we're underestimated. Chen turned from the viewport, her eyes reflecting the distant starlight. Send word to all Earth ships. Project Oracle begins at dawn. As the Prometheus departed Alliance space, the Council dismissed the entire incident as a minor diplomatic footnote. None of them noticed the quantum fluctuations emanating from the human vessels, nor did they recognize the significance of the strange energy patterns their sensors briefly detected. Their ignorance would cost them dearly. For while the Alliance saw humanity's small fleet as a sign of weakness, they failed to grasp a fundamental truth. Humanity had not built a large fleet because they had instead invested their resources in something far more powerful: the ability to reshape the very laws of physics themselves. The price of their arrogance would soon become clear, and the galaxy would never be the same. Deep within the quantum research facility on Europa, Dr. Maya Patel stood before a wall of holographic displays, each showing real-time calculations that would have driven classical computers to meltdown. The chamber hummed with the distinctive resonance of quantum cores, a sound that had become as familiar to her as her own heartbeat. Status report. Admiral Jackson's voice came through the facility's comm system, his tone carrying the weight of Earth Command's expectations. Maya watched as another simulation completed successfully. Project Oracle is exceeding all projected parameters. Admiral, the quantum prediction engines are now operating at 99.97% accuracy across all tested scenarios. In plain English, Doctor. She smiled, understanding his need for clarity. We can now predict and counter any weapon system in the known galaxy with near-perfect accuracy. But it's more than that. We're not just predicting. We're reshaping probability itself. The quantum cores pulsed with a blue-white light as they processed near-infinite combat scenarios simultaneously. Each core contained a network of entangled particles that existed in multiple states at once, allowing them to calculate outcomes across countless parallel possibilities. The Meridian Alliance believes warfare is about overwhelming force. Maya continued, manipulating the holographic displays with practiced gestures. They've never encountered a species that approaches conflict through quantum manipulation. On the main screen, a simulation showed a single Earth vessel engaging a fleet of Alliance warships. As the Alliance ships fired, the Earth vessel's quantum shields didn't just deflect the attacks. They absorbed the energy and redirected it through probability paths that shouldn't exist. Every weapon has a quantum signature, Maya explained. Every energy beam, every particle accelerator, every graviton lance. By predicting these signatures microseconds before they're fired, our systems can establish quantum interference patterns that not only neutralize the attacks, but turn them to our advantage. Admiral Jackson's hologram appeared beside her, studying the simulations with intense focus. And you're certain this will work against actual Alliance weapons? We've already tested it against captured Alliance technology. Their weapons are powerful, but they're predictable. They rely on brute force rather than finesse. Project Oracle doesn't just predict their attacks, it rewrites their outcomes. The facility's quantum cores surged as another simulation began, this one showing the full capabilities of the system. Alliance weapons fire curved around Earth ships, transformed into defensive barriers, or simply ceased to exist as probability itself was rewritten at the quantum level. This isn't just a defensive system, Maya said, her voice quiet but intense. It's the next evolution of warfare. The Alliance believes that humanity's small fleet is a sign of weakness. They don't understand that we chose quality over quantity because we saw a different path. How many ships can we equip with the system? Jackson asked. All of them. The quantum cores are ready for installation. Once activated, each ship will be connected through quantum entanglement, sharing processing power and tactical data faster than light itself. Our fleet will act as a single organism, adapting and evolving in real time. Jackson's hologram nodded slowly. And the power requirements. That's the beautiful part. Maya smiled. The system generates its own energy by harnessing quantum fluctuations in spacetime. The more they attack us, the stronger we become. Every weapon they fire adds to our quantum processing capacity. A warning klaxon sounded, and new data streamed across the displays. Maya's expression hardened as she read the incoming information. Admiral, we're detecting Alliance fleet movements. They're establishing blockades around human space. They're going to try to contain us." "Then they've made their choice," Jackson replied. "How soon can the system be deployed?" Maya's fingers danced across the holographic controls, initiating final preparation sequences. "The quantum cores are ready for immediate installation. Within 48 hours, we can have the entire fleet equipped and operational." "Make it 24, Jackson ordered. "If they want to test our capabilities, we'll show them exactly what humanity can do when pushed into a corner." As the Admiral's hologram faded, Maya turned back to the quantum cores, their pulsing light reflecting in her determined eyes. The Alliance thought they were containing a primitive species. Instead, they were about to encounter something they had never imagined. A humanity that had learned to harness the fundamental forces of reality itself. In orbit above Europa, Earth's 37 ships waited silently. Soon, they would show the galaxy that the true measure of a species' advancement wasn't in the size of its fleet, but in its ability to transcend the very laws of nature. The age of conventional warfare was about to end, and a new era of quantum combat was about to begin. The Meridian Alliance battle fleet emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, 200 ships strong, their hulls gleaming under the light of Proxima Centauri. Grand Admiral Kexran stood on his flagship's bridge, mandibles clicking with satisfaction as his sensors displayed the pitiful human defense force. Just 15 vessels holding position near their colony world. Their arrogance knows no bounds. Kexran announced to his bridge crew, to defend their primary colony with such a meager force, perhaps they require a lesson in humility. His tactical officer, a crystalline Zeravine, chimed in with a melodic tone. Scans show unusual energy signatures from their vessels. "Admiral, nothing matching our database. Irrelevant." Kexran dismissed. "Open a channel to their commander." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. Her expression was eerily calm for someone facing such overwhelming odds. "This is your only warning," Kexran declared. "The Meridian Alliance has deemed your species a potential threat to galactic stability. Surrender your colony and withdraw to your home system, or face annihilation." Chen's response was not what he expected. "Fascinating proposal, Admiral. But I have a counteroffer. Leave now, and we won't be forced to demonstrate why quantity doesn't always equal quality." Laughter rippled across the Alliance bridge. Kexran's facial ridges darkened with amusement. "You jest in the face of death. Very well. All ships, battle formation Delta. Show these primitives the price of defiance." The Alliance fleet moved with practiced precision, spreading into an attack pattern that had conquered 1,000 worlds. Energy weapons charge, missile bays opened, and 200 of the most powerful warships in the galaxy prepared to unleash hell. That's when everything changed. The quantum cores within the human vessels activated simultaneously. Reality itself seemed to shiver as probability fields extended across the battlefield. The human ships began to move in ways that defied conventional physics, their trajectories impossible to predict or track. "Fire," Kexran ordered, and his fleet responded with a devastating barrage that should have vaporized the human force instantly. Instead, the impossible happened. The human vessel's quantum shields didn't just absorb the attacks, they redirected them. Alliance energy beams curved in impossible arcs, missile trajectories altered mid-flight, and focused particle beams scattered into harmless light shows. "Impossible," Kexran's tactical officer screamed as her readings went haywire. They're rewriting the quantum states of our weapons. Every attack is being redirected before it even hits." Chen's voice came through again, cold and clear. "This is why we never needed a large fleet. Admiral, Project Oracle doesn't just predict your attacks, it rewrites their outcomes. Every weapon you fire makes us stronger. Every tactic you employ is countered before you even execute it." The human ships began to move with terrible purpose, their quantum drives allowing them to seemingly exist in multiple locations simultaneously. Alliance targeting systems crashed, unable to compute the quantum probability states of their enemies. evasive maneuvers. Kexran ordered, but it was too late. The human vessels had already predicted every possible escape route, every tactical option. They weren't just fighting the Alliance fleet, they were fighting it across every possible timeline simultaneously. The battle became a dance of quantum manipulation. Alliance ships found their own weapons turning against them, probability fields causing critical systems to fail in mathematically impossible ways. Shields collapsed as their energy was redirected through quantum tunnels, weapons overloaded as their quantum signatures were reversed. "This isn't combat," Kexran whispered in horror. This is reality itself turning against us." Within 20 minutes, half the Alliance fleet was disabled or destroyed, not by conventional weapons, but by the fundamental laws of physics being rewritten around them. The remaining ships tried to retreat, only to find their hyperspace calculations scrambled by quantum interference. "Hold position and surrender," Chen commanded, her voice echoing across every Alliance channel. "Don't force us to demonstrate the full capabilities of our quantum manipulation technology." Kexran, his mighty flagship now powerless and adrift, could only watch as his remaining ships signaled their surrender one by one. The battle that was supposed to put humanity in its place had instead revealed them as masters of a type of warfare never before seen in the galaxy. As Alliance rescue ships arrived hours later, they found a graveyard of vessels disabled not by weapons, but by humanity's understanding of quantum mechanics. The Battle of Proxima would go down in history not as a victory of force, but as the day humanity showed the galaxy that the true path to power lay not in the size of one's fleet, but in the ability to reshape reality itself. In her quarters later, Chen contacted Earth Command. Project Oracle performed beyond expectations. The Alliance now understands that they cannot defeat what they cannot even comprehend. The response was simple. "Excellent. Prepare for Phase 2. The Grand Council chamber of the Meridian Alliance had never been so quiet. Representatives from 100 species sat in stunned silence as they watched the battle recordings from Proxima. High Counselor Vexthor, his facial ridges pale with stress, could barely keep his voice steady as he addressed the emergency session. "The implications are clear," he said, the words tasting bitter in his mouth. "Humanity has achieved something we thought impossible. They haven't just advanced their technology. They fundamentally changed the nature of warfare itself." The recording showed Alliance ships being defeated not by brute force, but by the laws of physics being locally rewritten. Weapons fire curved impossibly, shield harmonics reversed themselves, and probability itself seemed to bend to human will. Zaravine, her crystalline form dimmed with concern, spoke next. "Our analysis suggests their quantum manipulation technology is beyond anything we've even theorized. They're not just predicting our actions, they're altering the very fabric of space-time on a local level." The chamber erupted in worried murmurs. A Nexian representative, their neural clusters pulsing with agitation, rose to speak. "This changes everything. If they can rewrite reality itself in battle, what's to stop them from doing the same to our worlds? Our peoples? Our very existence?" "Nothing," came a voice from the chamber entrance. Ambassador Chen stood there, somehow having entered without triggering any security protocols. The room fell silent as she walked to the center of the chamber, her footsteps echoing in the stillness. "But that's not why I'm here," she continued. "I'm here to show you what happens next." With a gesture, she activated a holographic display that filled the chamber. It showed Earth ships, but not in battle formation. Instead, they were helping repair damaged Alliance vessels, their quantum technology now being used to restore rather than destroy. "You all assumed that because we developed this technology, we would use it for conquest," Chen said, her voice carrying to every corner of the chamber. "That's because you still don't understand humanity. We didn't develop quantum manipulation to dominate. We developed it to survive. And now that we have your attention, we can show you its true purpose." The hologram shifted, showing quantum cores being used to terraform dead worlds, heal spatial anomalies, and even reverse environmental damage on polluted planets. This technology can reshape reality itself. Think about what that means for medicine, for colonization, for solving the problems that have plagued our species for millennia. Vexthor leaned forward, his earlier disdain replaced by cautious interest. You're offering to share this technology. Under certain conditions, Chen nodded. First, the Alliance acknowledges humanity as equals. Second, we work together to establish new protocols for the ethical use of quantum manipulation. And third, we create a joint research initiative to explore its peaceful applications. The chamber buzzed with discussion. The Nexian representative spoke again, their neural clusters now pulsing with curiosity rather than fear. You could have conquered us. Why offer cooperation instead? Chen smiled. Because that's what humans do. We don't want to rule the galaxy. We want to help it evolve. The quantum technology we've developed isn't just a weapon. It's a tool for transformation. We can use it to solve problems that have seemed impossible until now. Across the galaxy, the news spread rapidly. Species that had once looked down on humanity now sought alliance. Worlds that had feared human expansion now requested their help. The balance of power hadn't just shifted, it had been fundamentally transformed. Dr. Maya Patel, watching the council session from her quantum lab on Europa, felt a sense of pride. The Alliance had thought Project Oracle was just a weapon, but it was so much more. It was humanity's gift to the galaxy, a way to transcend the limitations of reality itself. Phase 2 is proceeding as planned, she reported to Admiral Jackson. The Alliance is beginning to understand that we're not their enemies. We're their evolution. And the other species? Jackson asked. Requesting technical advisors, scientific exchanges, joint research projects. They're starting to see what we saw from the beginning. That the true power of quantum manipulation isn't in destroying reality, but in reshaping it for the better. As diplomatic channels buzzed with new alliances and cooperation agreements, the galaxy began to understand what humanity had known all along. True advancement comes not from domination, but from innovation shared freely with others. The ripples from the Battle of Proxima weren't just changing military doctrine. They were transforming galactic civilization itself. And this was only the beginning. 1 year after the Battle of Proxima, the Galactic Concordat was signed in a ceremony that would have seemed impossible months before. The Great Hall of the newly christened Quantum Research Institute on Mars hosted representatives from over 300 species, including former members of the Meridian Alliance and independent worlds drawn by humanity's revolutionary technology. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the podium, the quantum cores humming softly in the background, their gentle resonance a reminder of how far they'd come. Behind her, a massive window revealed the Martian landscape, now transformed by quantum terraforming into a garden world that rivaled Earth's beauty. A year ago, the galaxy saw quantum manipulation as a weapon. She began, her voice carrying to every corner of the hall. Today we gather to celebrate its true purpose, the power to transcend the limitations that have bound all our species. The holographic displays around the hall showed the achievements of the past year. Dead worlds brought back to life, incurable diseases eliminated through probability manipulation, faster-than-light travel revolutionized through quantum tunneling. Each image represented a collaboration between human scientists and alien researchers, each breakthrough a testament to the power of shared knowledge. High Counselor Vexthor, now serving as the first chairman of the Interspecies Quantum Council, rose to speak. His once proud mandibles now moved with humility. We thought we understood power, he admitted. We measured it in fleet sizes, in territory controlled, in weapons capable of shattering worlds. Humanity showed us that true power lies not in destruction, but in transformation. Ambassador Chen, watching from her seat beside Admiral Jackson, allowed herself a small smile. The quantum cores pulsed in harmony with her emotions, a reminder that the technology had evolved far beyond its military origins. Now, every participating world hosted its own quantum network, all interconnected through principles that defied traditional physics. The quantum age begins today, Vexthor continued. With the ratification of the Concordat, we commit ourselves not to dominance, but to evolution. Each species brings its own unique perspective to the exploration of quantum reality. Together, we will reshape the galaxy not through force, but through understanding. The ceremony continued as representatives from each world signed the Concordat, their signatures captured not in ink, but in quantum states that would exist eternally across multiple dimensions. Each signature represented not just agreement, but commitment to a new way of thinking about reality itself. Later, in the quantum labs beneath the Institute, Maya demonstrated the latest breakthrough to a group of mixed-species scientists. By combining Zeravine crystalline computation with human quantum manipulation and Nexian neural processing, we've achieved something remarkable, she explained, gesturing to the experimental chamber. Inside, a small portion of space-time folded in on itself, creating a self-contained pocket universe. This isn't just a scientific achievement, Maya continued. It's proof that our combined knowledge can accomplish what none of us could do alone. Admiral Jackson, watching from the observation deck, spoke quietly to Chen. When we first developed Project Oracle, did you ever imagine it would lead to this? Chen shook her head. We hoped to protect humanity. Instead, we ended up advancing every species in the galaxy. The Meridian Alliance feared we would use quantum manipulation to conquer. They never considered we might use it to connect. The quantum cores pulsed again, their energy now integrated into the fabric of galactic civilization. Every ship that sailed the stars carried a piece of the technology, not as a weapon, but as a tool for exploration and understanding. The prediction engines that had once calculated battle scenarios now helped plot the course of stellar evolution, predict and prevent natural disasters, and unlock the deepest mysteries of existence. In a quiet moment during the celebration, Maya found herself standing with Vexthor, both watching as human and alien children played in the quantum-enhanced gardens outside. The plants responded to the children's presence, creating patterns of light and color that danced through the air. You knew, didn't you? Vexthor asked. Even during the battle, you knew this was the real goal. Maya nodded. Humanity learned long ago that the greatest victories aren't won through combat, but through collaboration. We didn't want to rule the galaxy. We wanted to help it grow. As the twin moons of Mars rose over the transformed landscape, their light reflected off the quantum-enhanced atmosphere in ways that would have been impossible a year ago. The galaxy had reached an evolution's edge, and crossed it not through conflict, but through the shared dream of transcending what was possible. Project Oracle, which had begun as humanity's defense against extinction, had become something far greater, a key to unlocking the next stage of galactic evolution. And as the quantum cores hummed their eternal song of possibility, the combined species of the galaxy looked forward not with fear, but with wonder at what they would achieve together.